A very good morning to everybody in this seventh International Day of Yoga. We are celebrating in department this particular day in this morning session, and I welcome everybody, all the students who have joined from their homes. We know that we are observing COVID appropriate protocols, and so it is not allowed to gather in crowd. We have to maintain social distancing also. And so we have planned to celebrate this International Day of Yoga in an online mode. And I'm thankful to all the students who have joined this from their respective homes. I warmly welcome the Executive Council member of our university, head of the Department of Business Management, Dean of the Faculty of Management, Professor Amal Kumar sir, also who has joined with us in the celebration of this day. As per our schedule, we will start our celebration with prayer and then warm-up exercise and then various asanas we are going to perform. And at the end, we will have a Shanti mantra. Okay? So we are going to start with the prayer. Okay? So all of you are requested to either stand or sit in Padmasana while the prayer is going on. Okay? Mute. The meaning of this prayer in English, this is a slok taken from Rigved. Yes. May you move in harmony, speak in one voice, let your minds be in agreement, just as the ancient gods shared their portion of sacrifice. May our purpose be the same. May we all be of one mind. In order for such unity to form, I offer a common prayer. May our purposes be the same. May we all be of one mind. In order for such unity to form, I offer a common prayer. May our intentions and aspirations be alike so that a common objective unifies us all. Sangam is confluence, it is togetherness there. And Sangachadvam is the last word in the Rig Veda. It means let us progress together. Let us proceed, move on, progress together. The feeling of togetherness is expressed in this last word of Rigved. After the prayer, let us have a warm-up exercise before the yogasana. So I would request everybody to stand up. Stand up, everybody. This will be a standing warm-up exercise. Okay, so we will have the announcement here. My daughter Durva is here to make announcement, and she will make announcement, and I will perform according to the announcements, and you will repeat either after seeing me or listening the sound there.
First, neck bending. Stand with the feet comfortably apart. Keep the hands straight beside the body. This is Samasthiti. This is also called Tadasana. Keep your arms on the waist. While exhaling, move the head forward slowly and try to touch the chin to the chest. While inhaling, move the head as far back as is comfortable. Repeat 2 rounds. Next, while exhaling, bend the head slowly to the right. Bring the ear as close as possible to the shoulder without raising the shoulder. While inhaling, bring the head to normal position. Similarly, while exhaling, bend the head to the left side. Inhale and bring the head up to the normal position. Repeat 2 rounds.
This is neck exercise. If you want to do rotation, then you can do rotation also. On both the sides, 5 times. Okay, next.
Next, keep the head upright. While exhaling, gently turn the head to the right so that the chin is in line with the shoulder.
Next, after neck.
Neck trunk movement.
Trunk movement. Okay.
Keep the legs about 2-3 feet apart. Rise both the arms up to chest level, with palms facing each other and keep them parallel. While exhaling, twist the body towards the left side so that right palm touches the left shoulder. Come back with inhalation. While exhaling, twist the body towards the right side so that the left palm touches the right shoulder and come back with inhalation. Knee movement. Inhale, lift your arms up at the shoulder level, palms facing downward. Exhale, bend the knees and bring down your body to the squatting position. In final position, both the arms and thighs should be parallel to the ground. Inhale and then straighten your body. Exhale while bringing down the hands. Repeat 2 or more times.
Okay, next.
Next, Tadasana. Stand with feet 2 inches apart. Interlock the fingers and turn the wrist outward. Now inhale, raise the arms up and bring them in line with the shoulders. Raise the heels off the shoulder and balance on the toes. Stay in this position for 10 to 15 seconds. Exhale and bring the heels down. Interlock the
Make a lock like this. Then stretch your hands upward. This lock and then stretch.
This asana brings stability in the body, helps to clear up congestion of the spinal nerves, corrects faulty postures, helps to increase height up to a certain age. Next, Vakrasana. Stand with 2 feet inches apart. Focus on a point in front. Exhale, bend the right leg and place the foot on inside of the left thigh. The heel should be touching the premium.
Okay, see this.
Inhale and extend the arms up and join the palms. Stay in this position for 10 to 30 seconds and breathe normally. Exhale and bring the arms and right foot down.
Now with the second feet.
It improves neuromuscular coordination, balance, endurance, and alertness. It tones up the leg muscles and rejuvenates the ligaments also.
Okay, next.
Padhastasana. Stand straight with 2 feet inches apart. Inhale slowly and raise the arms up. Stretch up the body from the waist. Exhale and bend forward until the trunk is parallel to the ground. Exhale and bend forward until the entire palm rests on the ground. Maintain this for 10 to 30 seconds. Now inhale, come up slowly to the vertical position and stretch the arms above the head. Exhale and slowly return to the starting position in reverse order. It makes our spine flexible, improves digestion, and prevents constipation and menstrual problems.
Yes, next.
Ardha Chakrasana. Support the back at the waist with all the fingers together pointing forward or downward. Drop the head backward and stretch the neck muscles. As you inhale, bend backward from the lumbar region, exhale and relax. Inhale and slowly come up.
Next.
Trikonasana. Stand with your feet comfortably apart. Slowly raise both the arms sideways till they are horizontal. Exhale, slowly bend the right side and place the right hand just behind the right foot. The left arm is straight up, in line with the right arm. Turn your head and gaze at the tip of the left middle finger. As you inhale, slowly come up and repeat for the left side. Prevents flat foot, strengthens calf, thigh and waist muscles, makes the spine flexible, improves lungs capacity. Next, Bhadrasana. Sitting position. Sitting postures. First, Bhadrasana.
Okay, so this was the warm-up exercise. So every day before we start yogasana, we are supposed to do the warm-up of the body. So these are the simple exercise to do daily warm-up before we start our yogasana practice. Now we will have the yogasanas, and it is divided in various parts like sitting, standing, and also sleeping asanas. Yeah. This is last chala to asana.
First, Bhadrasana. Sit erect with legs stretched out straight in the front. Keep the hands beside the hips. This is Dandasana. Now put the soles of your feet together. Exhale and clasp your hands together over your toes. Pull your heels as close as possible up to premium region. If your thighs are not touching or are not close to the floor, place a soft cushion underneath the knees for support. Stay here for some time. It will keep the body firm and stabilize the mind, keeps the knees and hips joint healthy. It helps to relieve knee pain, act on the abdominal organs and release any tension in the abdomen.
Yeah, this is a very useful but a very difficult asana also. Our knees are supposed to be very straight in this asana. Knees, even I'm not able to keep the knees straight. So this shows that our fitness is going down. Our muscles are getting stuck when you are not able to have a straight leg, not bending from the knee. You have to touch your toes and slowly you have to come down. Your forehead should go deep into the knees. Should go deep into the knees. So as if you are just sleeping on your own, on your legs. So if you are able to do, you have a very good fitness. Your fitness is very good, and your muscles are very flexible. My muscles are not flexible. I'm not able to bend down or keep my knees straight. I need to do regular exercise for this. Very tough, but a very good test for the fitness, muscular fitness of the body. People can try one by one. If you are not able to, then you put one of your legs here inside, and then one you can try. One, and then the second one, second, slowly and steadily. So after 10-15 days, you will be able to do that. So one leg after the another one, that way one can try when you are a beginner, and then you can do this asana.
Next, Ardha Ustrasana. Fold your legs and sit on your heels. Keep the thighs closed and big toes touching. Place the hand on your knees. The head and the back should be straight. This is called Vajrasana. Stand on your knees. Place the hands on the waist with fingers pointing downward. Keep the elbows and shoulder parallel. Bend the head back and stretch the neck muscles. Inhale and bend backward as much as possible.
Okay, so this way we are half standing or half sitting on our knees, and then we give a shoulder support to our back here with this hand, a support, and then we have to do backward movement. Hold your hips to give a support so you don't fall down back. Yeah, yes, I think Rohit is able to do very well. Yeah, Rohit. And some of you also, yeah, I'm not able to see everybody's face, but yes, yeah, some of you are able to do. Yeah.
Next, Sasankasana. Sit in Vajrasana, spread both knees wide apart, keep the big toes touching. Keep the palms between the knees. Exhale and slowly strengthen them full length. Bend forward and place the chin on the ground. Keep the arms parallel. Look in front and maintain the posture. Inhale and come up. Exhale and come back to Vajrasana.
Yeah, Vajrasana means we make a better position of our feet position properly, so we can sit down between our legs. Our feet are opening up, so we can sit there. And then we can little bit widen our knees, stretch your arms, and then go down. This is like a rabbit, Shashank. That is rabbit asana. So we look like that, and then we stretch fully and lie down there. Our chin is supposed to be on the earth, and we have to look at the farther end. We are not supposed to look down. We have to look at the farther end. That way, we have to keep our eyes open on this direction. Chin down, eyes in that direction. That way is an ideal way of doing it. Yeah?
Next, Vakrasana. Bend the right leg and place the right foot beside the left knee. As you exhale, twist the body to the right. Bring the left arm around the right knee and clasp the right big toe or place the palm beside the right foot. Aha position.
Yeah, again, this is very tough if your spinal cord and these muscles are flexible, then you can do it very well. So we have to stretch, then one leg, this near this knee, on the outside of the knee. on the outside of the knee, and then you have to push this knee in your chest. You have to push inside, and then you have to go reverse. This hand is to be twisted and brought here. To be twisted and brought here, it's very, very tough. And you have to pull yourself back side. Back side. And on both the sides, you'll have to do this. Yes, I'm seeing some of you are doing it very well. Yes, Rohit is there. Kishan, yes, Kishan, Tamsa, Bhavyang, yes, Seema, Kavisha, trying to do. Aditi and Sneha also are trying, but still not proper. Nehal also is okay, fine. Yeah, so I'm able to see this. Some of you trying to do that. Okay, fine. Okay, next.
Next, prone postures. Bhujangasana. Lie down on your stomach, rest your head on your hands and relax the body. Now join your legs and stretch your arms. Keep the forehead on the ground. Now place your hands just beside the body. Keep palms and elbows on the ground. As you inhale slowly, lift the chin and chest come up the navel region. See that?
This is with the support of knee, and then the another version will be you have to lift the knee and your yes, here in this we are taking support of our elbow. Both elbows are supported. So for the beginners, it is good to have the support of this. And then later version, the higher version is you are stretching yourself and you try to make your elbow straight. So two versions of this asana. Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana. This is the lighter version. And then you can stretch yourself straight away. Do savasana also, either of the ways. Yeah.
Next, Sulabh Asana. Lie down on your stomach in Makrasana. Rest the chin on the floor. Keep both the hands side beside the body, palm facing upwards. Inhale, raise the legs off the floor as much as you can without bending the knees. Extend the arm and legs well to ease the lift your body off the floor. Stay for 10 to 20 seconds, breathing normally. Exhale and bring the legs down towards the floor. Benefits: it helps to lower backache, tones the hip muscles and those in the kidney region, reduces fat on the thighs and buttocks, good in weight management, helps the abdominal organs aiding digestion. Next, Makrasana. Lie down on your stomach with the feet wide apart, feet pointing downwards. Bend both the arms and place the right hand on the left hand. Place the forehead on your hand. Keep the eyes closed. This asana is practiced for the relaxation of all prone postures. Makrasana. It promotes relaxation of the lower back, helps in recovery of back problems, indicated for all orthopedic ailments, indicated to counter stress and anxiety. Next, supine postures. First, Setu Bandha Asana. Bend both the legs at the knees and bring the heels near the buttocks. Hold both the ankles firmly. Keep the knees and feet in one straight line. Inhale, slowly raise your buttocks and trunk up as much as you can to form a bridge. Remain in this position for 10 to 30 seconds with normal breathing. Benefits: it relieves depression and anxiety, strengthens lower back muscles, stretches abdominal organs, improves digestion, and helps to relieve constipation. Next, Pavan Muktasana. Lie down flat on the back, bend both the knees and bring the thighs to the chest. Interlock the fingers and clasp the shin below knees. Exhale, rise the head till your chin touches the knees and relax. This is Pavan Muktasana. While exhaling, lower the legs on the floor. Synchronize your breathing with the leg movement. While touching the knee with the nose or a forehead, you should be able to feel the lumbar region stretch. Keep the eyes closed and focus your attention to the lumbar region. Benefits: it removes constipation, gives relief to flatulence, decreases the bloating sensation in the abdomen, and aids digestion. Offers deep internal pressure, massage, and stretching of highly complicated network of muscles, ligaments, and tendons in a pelvis and waist region. It tones up the back muscles and spinal nerves. Next, Savasana. Lie down on your back with arms and legs comfortably apart, palms facing upward, eyes closed. Relax the whole body consciously. Become aware of natural breathe and allow it to become rhythmic and slow. Remain in the position till you feel refreshed and relaxed. Benefits: it helps to relieve all kind of tensions and give rest to both body and mind. Relaxes the whole psychophysiological system. The mind, which is constantly attracted to outer world, takes a U-turn and moves inwards, thus gradually getting absorbed. As the mind turns quiet and absorbed, the practitioner remains undisturbed by the external environment. It is found very beneficial for the management of stress and its consequences.
Yeah, getting my voice. You're getting my voice. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, this sign will be useful. If you are getting my voice clearly, then just give the thumb sign. Yeah. You don't have to go near your mobile phone to time and again turn the mic. Okay, so these are the asanas: sitting, standing, and sleeping asanas. Uh, and now we are moving towards pranayam. We keep in mind that just by celebrating the International Yoga Day only one day in a year, we can't master yogasana, or we can't even get the benefits of yogasana in that way. But this is very symbolic. Those who are doing yogasans for many years, and if they have left out in between, it will come as a reminder that you can still continue. Those who are new to yogasans, those who have never come across yogasana in their life, in their school days or college days, then they also get inspired that this is something very, very interesting, very useful for our mind and body. And at a very younger age, in your childhood or in your adulthood, if you cultivate a habit of doing yogasana and pranayam, then later on, after 40 years or 50 years or in the old age, it will be of tremendous useful. It will be of great benefit to the one who is doing. When we are young, we do not feel the need of yogasana or pranayam because our body is full of energy and vitality. But as we start growing older and our body starts getting feeble, at that time we realize that, well, you have to recharge your body and mind. And for the best way to recharge your body and mind is yogasana and pranayam. So now we move towards pranayam. The pranayams, few which are suggested in the protocol of International Day of Yoga, those pranayams we are going to perform here. Okay? So first is Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati. And Kapalbhati, you can sit in Padmasana. If you are able to sit in Padmasana, it is always good to sit in Padmasana. And if you are not able to sit in Padmasana, then you can have simple Palachi also, simple Palachi. But your spine should be straight enough. Keep the spine straight when you are sitting, either in simple Palachi or in Padmasana. But you have to keep your spinal cord straight. Okay. So, so far as you can sit in Padmasana, and then you can relax yourself also while doing pranayam also. And this is the mudra of pranayam. Yeah. This is the mudra. So the first finger and the thumb, they are touching, and other fingers are straight open. This is the mudra. So we put it in this way, open palm while touching, pressing thumb with the first finger. This way we can keep it here. So this is the mudra for the pranayam, straight spinal cord, straight arms. Okay, so Kapalbhati. Yeah? Kapalbhati is a fast breathing. I will just give a demonstration. We fill the air in the stomach fast, and then fast inhale and exhale. 20 or 30. Initially, you can do 20 at a stretch, and then a round of 30. 5 rounds of 20 or 30 regularly can be done of Kapalbhati. A quick exhale and inhale, very quick, and your stomach should be moving very fast inside and outside. You are breathing very fast there. Okay, so at your own speed, do the round of 20 for 2 times. If you are doing it regularly, you can do it the round of 30 for 2 times. Do it at your own speed. Okay, done? Yeah, okay. And you might have felt the relaxation in your mind, body, that pranayam seems to be very simple, but it's very powerful, very powerful. People can reduce their fat by just doing pranayam also, by just doing pranayam. One can reduce the body weight also. Yeah. Okay, next is Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom pranayam. Yeah. So in this, with one nostril, we breathe inside, we close the neck, another nostril, and then we keep the breathe inside for a while, whatever our capacity is, we keep, and then open the another nostril, and the exhale is done with through the another nostril, and then again outside we keep the breath outside, we keep both the nostrils closed, and then The nostril from where we removed our breath, from there we will inhale. We will inhale and exhale from this side. So Anulom, Vilom. And we do Kumbhak, Kumbhak to hold the breath inside for a while and then also outside for a while, depending upon your capacity. Don't give lots of stress. Don't give stress to yourself. Breathing from one side, exhaling from another side, from the same side, inhale and exhale. And 10 times. 10 times you have to do at your own speed, with your own convenient thing. 10 times you have to do this. Mute. And then you can relax for a while. Close your eyes and just have normal breathing. But keep your spinal cord straight. You can sit in Padmasana or in simple Palati. Bring down your breathing to normal speed. Okay, so the next pranayam is Brahmari, Brahmari pranayam. And Brahmari can be done in two ways. One, you can have Padmasana, simple Padmasana, close your eyes, mouth closed, and you can keep your tongue at the top of your mouth, inside the mouth at the top, you can keep your tongue. And both the teeth line should be touching each other, teeth line. So you can feel the vibration. You can feel the vibration in the teeth. And you have to do this. And feel the vibration of the teeth. Another way of doing Brahmari is keeping your eyes shut, this fingers here on your above the lips and chin, this all, and then your fingers, your thumbs are in your ears, your thumb in your ears, and close your eyes and this and this, and then you can feel the same Brahmari sound. You can do with this also. Mm. Okay, so both the ways 3 times with your own speed, 3 times. One with the hands and your thumbs in your ears, and another simple way with the teeth line, feeling the vibration of the teeth line. Yeah? Both the ways 3 times each. Okay? One more pranayam is there, which is not prescribed in this protocol, but that is called Omkar pranayam. Omkar pranayam. You can sit simple and breathe in, and you can, when you exhale, you can speak Om. That is the sound Om. That is how it is pronounced. So I give a demonstration, and then you can do this pranayam 5 times with your own speed. So inhale in the chest, now not in the stomach, but in the chest. You have to fill your chest with the inhalation, and then you have to exhale with the sound of Om. Yes, so 5 times at your own convenient with your own speed. Do this Omkar pranayam 5 times. Okay, I hope all of you have completed this last pranayam, and then now this is you can rub your palm, and then you can give a kind of a warmth to your face after pranayam. So rub as fast as you can this palm, create some energy in your palms, and then on your eyes and on your face, rub it on your eyes and your face. Do a light massage of your eyes, and your entire face. Light massage with the warm palms of your face. Okay. After pranayam, dhyan, meditation or dhyan, it is the now. So dhyan, what are the instructions given for the dhyan? Yeah, let us listen the instructions given in the protocol for dhyan.
Sit in any meditative posture. Keep your spine comfortably erect. Hold Gnan Mudras as follows. Touch the tip of a thumb to the tip of an index finger, forming a circle. The other three fingers are straight and relaxed. All three fingers are side by side touching. Keep your palms facing up upon the thighs. Arms and shoulders should be loose and relaxed. Close your eyes and sit a slightly upturned face. You need not concentrate, just maintain a mild focus between the eyebrows and be conscious on your breath.
And just keep your focus between both the eyebrows and on the nose, and just feel, just observe the breathing. Just observe the breathing as if you are standing between your eyebrows over the nose, and you are observing the breathing, and meditate for 5 minutes if you can, otherwise 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever time you can give for this meditation. Om Shanti Om. Pledge. Pledge is also given in the protocol. So it is something like that we are promising to our own self. We are promising to our own self that we will continue doing yoga every day, or 2-3 days in a week, and at least few asanas. If we cannot master the yogasana and everything, but still just for the relaxation of our body and mind, we will every day 2-3 days in a week or whenever it is convenient. Early in the morning is the best time. If not possible in the morning, then after the lunch, at least 4 hours after the lunch, stomach should be empty. So that's why morning is the best time. But if not possible, then any food that we have taken 3 to 4 hours after the food, we can perform the yogasana practice and pranayam also. So the pledge is read the pledge.
हमें हमारे मन को हमेशा संतुलित रखना है, इसी में ही हमारा आत्मविश्वास समाया हुआ है. This means I commit to make myself into a healthy, peaceful, joyful and loving human being. Through every action of mine, I will strive to create a peaceful and loving atmosphere around me. I strive to break the limitations of who I am right now and include the entire world as my own. I recognize the kinship of my own life with every other life. I recognize the unity of all there is.
Yes, finally, unmuted. Finally, in this yoga protocol, the last is Shanti part. Shanti part, which I think many of you are well aware about the Shanti part. It is Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhama Bhavate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the last one is that may all become happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So this is our yoga day official. With all this, we end this. There are a few asanas which are not included in this yoga protocol. A bit difficult, like Sarvangasana and Tirshasana. These are the asanas which are a bit difficult, so maybe they are not included in yoga protocol. But if anybody is able to, you can always practice both these asanas, Sarvangasana and Tirshasana. So you also can practice, those who are aware on that side, on your end, how to do Sarvangasana. I will give a demo here, because this is Sarva Anga Asana. Sarva Anga, your entire body gets asana, and in these two asanas, the blood flows towards mind, towards eyes, towards ears. And this is you, as we know that this is very important part of our body, brain, eyes, ears, and we have to keep this functioning a lot, which is connected with our spinal cord. So this two asana gives a very good exercise, of this neck spinal cord joint, and the blood flows towards the head, and so it is very important. But maybe it may damage our body if we are not well versed. If our body is not fit, then these two asanas can damage. That's why perhaps it is not recommended here. But let us have a demo on that side. If you are able to do, then also you also do this first Sarvangasana, and then we will have Tirshasana. Yeah? I'm lying straight and then lifting the legs. Give support to your back part with your arms and lift the body as higher as you can. The upper part of the body should rest on your shoulder line. shoulder line and your neck. That up till that you can push your body upward. Slowly you have to come down. Don't give any jerks to your body. And then lie in Savasana for few minutes. Close your eyes. The eyes should remain closed in this both the asana, Sarvangasana and in Sirsasana. Lie in Savasana till your breathing becomes normal. Yes, anybody is able to do Sarvangasana? Have you tried? Can you do it again? Anybody? Sarvangasana? Yeah, if you are doing Sarvangasana, then I can take a screenshot here. If you are able to try doing Sarvangasana, yeah, remain in Sarvangasana. Hina was doing, yeah. Yes, Rohit, yes, Bhavyang, yeah, yeah. Come into the position. Okay, Sirsasana, yeah, Sirsasana. Those who can, they only should try. If you are not able to, then take a support of the wall. Take a support of the wall, and then only you should do this. To make a triangle of this, your elbows in your hand, so that is the triangle on which you are doing your handstand. Yes, yes, I am seeing some of you are doing this. Yes, good. Yes, I think Rohit is able to do. Yeah, okay. Again, in this also, don't give jerk to your body. Otherwise, you can damage some part of your body if you give any jerk. And then lie down for a while. Okay, so before we end our day, before we end this day, so if anybody is able to do any of the asana, if you want to display any other, like Mayurasana is there. Mayurasana is also any tough asana that if you are able to do is again Mayurasana, a very good asana, but a very tough asana to perform. Yeah. Yeah, mute kar do.
Sir,
Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah.
I also want to suggest one very beneficial asana, but I don't know the name of that asana. Let me see your asana first. If
Yeah,
my
yeah,
asana
okay.
matches with your posture.
Mayurasana is very tough. I have not done for quite a long time. You have to support here and then you have to stand. Only for a few seconds I can hold it. Yeah. So straight body on your arm. That is also a good asana, which gives the strength to your hands, your stomach, abdominal also. Yes, Rohit. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm suggesting one more posture. We have to stand. It is a standing asana. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. And we have to bend on our toes and we have to touch both our hands to toes and then look upwards straight in the line, and then we have to lift our left hand and we have to lift our right hand and hold both our both the postures in this way, and then we have to stretch our left hand in forward position and we have to stretch our right hand in backward position as much as possible, like this. I hope I'm visible also.
Yes, you are visible also. Yeah. Yeah, good posture. Yes. Yeah.
And we have to try with both our legs also with the same manner. We have to keep our breathing very normal. It is a very difficult asana for our balance and stability. So it is personally for me also, it is very beneficial for my focus on work. So every morning I do at least this asana. If I'm not able to do entire cycle of yoga, I just end up with this asana. Okay,
Yes.
next
Good.
leg.
Good for balance. Yeah. Yes. Both the sides. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. After Rohit, anybody else? Any asana that you would like to demo? Give a demo here. Anybody doing any of the regular practices of the yoga, and if you want to demonstrate the asana, yeah. Nobody? Okay, fine. Then can everybody do one common asana? Those who are keeping their camera on, which asana will be convenient to everybody, which you all can do?
Trikonasana, standing posture.
Yes, yes, standing posture. This asana, if you can.
Trikonasana, yes.
Tadasana.
It is, yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, please then everybody, yeah, you can stand up and do that. Enough space. Okay, wait. Let everybody stand. Yeah, let everybody stand. Yes, okay. Ready, everybody? Okay, now you all can start. Yes, all can start. Yes, at a go. Yes, Chandani, yes, you can also start now. Yes, now hold your hands at the top. Yes, they are still, they are Kavisha. Yeah, hold at the, yeah. Okay, fine, yeah. Okay, we end our day with seeing the memory of the past Yoga Day celebrations. A small video clip of 2 minutes. Let us watch, because this is the 7th one. This is the 7th Yoga Day. Okay, let me open this small video. I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, this is the memories of Yoga Days celebrated in past this years. From 2015 was the first year when Yoga Day was announced by United Nations on the request of Indian Prime Minister. And last year we had COVID at home, because we are not able to have even online last time. Yeah.
Sangachadvam Sangbadadvam Sangvo Manansi Janata Samiti Samani Samanang Mana Sahachita Mesha Sangachadvam Sangbadadvam Sangvumanansi Janata समानि व्याकुति समाना हृदयानिव समानि व्याकुति समाना हृदय.
So this was the glimpse of the past years of this. At various places we have done this. We have done it on terrace, in garden, on outside parking place also. Okay, fine. But thank you all of you for being a part of this International Day of Yoga. As we know, it is a symbolic day, but we hope that many of you will continue the practice of yoga every day in your life. If not yoga, then at least pranayam. Pranayam also has a tremendous power to give lots of energy, body energy, mind energy to everybody. Okay, so we end our day with this final note on this. Thank you everybody for being a part of this International Day of Yoga celebration in 2021. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thanks everybody. Thanks. Yeah.